Good evening and welcome back to the Sunderland save in the Alternative FM World Cup Challenge. And at the moment, as you can see, we are sitting in third in the championship here with Sunderland and doing okay, but we need to do better. I do not want to finish in the playoffs, and the only way we can keep this going afterwards is to actually get promoted. And if we don't get promoted, we are out of the competition. So I would like to finish first or second, not third. But currently Derby are surprising everybody. Good evening, Saul. Good evening, Kusik. And if you remember, we had that 7-0 victory against West Brom. And we have to play them again in the Cup. Now, I'm starting to think, are they actually going to play the same? Because they had the most bizarre system that I've seen the AI put out for a long, long time. But I can't for the life of me believe that they are going to play in exactly the same way as they did last time. Good evening, Swagato. How are you? I hope you are well. We have a look at that. We go to the schedule, a 7-0 defeat. We absolutely pummeled them. Absolutely pummeled them. Our XG was 7.22. And they really didn't turn up. And I'm not really quite sure. And I don't think they were saving people for the cup game, because they had 6 days, same as us, recovery time between the two games. What we do know was, I'm going to go and have a look at their lineup again. We go to the pass combinations and we look for West Brom. What we do know is that these two centre-backs were totally isolated. So both of these wing-backs had gone missing. And so all we did was play direct balls down the channels. And, of course, the wing-backs were totally out of position. I cannot believe that they are going to do that again. But this is something that we saw regularly from them prior when we were setting up, and it just does not make any sense to me what they were doing. I want to just go to something that's kind of like, because that might be that they just didn't turn up. Where am I going to go for that information? I want to go to the data hub and go to the next opponent, and it was like, it was an awful mess for them. These two had gone missing, leaving massive of space. Pitch tilt might be quite interesting. Teams produce less than average number of passes against them in their final third. Now that suggests to me that everybody's worked it out. We're just going to play direct. And they produce a high number of passes in the final third compared to the average. That, to me, doesn't make sense. And I want to, try to see if we've got a report on, physical output. They do. There's a number of players who do run around quite a lot. They cover more distance than average. Now, that suggests to me is that he just tried something. The manager just tried something. Or it could be that they are a good pressing team. And what we did was the right thing, in essence, was actually to play direct and to not let them press us. He are a very, very strange team. The more passes in their defensive third than would be expected. The most passes by West Brom made just before the halfway line. And I'm guessing that's because they are penned back. And I think we probably did two things right in that game, because we played with a mid-block, and we were originally set up the way that we normally play, with shorter passing, slightly higher tempo. These were not present last time, and we would often play out of defence. So we took those off about 15 minutes into the game and changed to this. And then we don't counter press. We're not good enough to counter press. And we sat in the mid-block and, of course, pulled them out. And these two central defenders that they had, leaving all this space at the back, which we exploited. I don't believe for a minute that they are going to play the same way again. Because my instinct is to say, okay, let's pass in the same way. Let's play in the same way that we won 7-0. But I'm not sure that's the right thing to do. We also had pass into space on, which was the space ultimately that was left by those. I don't want to get knocked out of the cup yet. I don't really want to continue too much in the cup. Winning it is only worth 20 points, and it's more important that we actually do well in the league. And it's saying it gives us a slight advantage. Based on what we saw last time, I think it gives us a huge advantage. And he wants to make some changes to the team, bring in Mepbam instead of Sealt. And I think that's probably a good plan. Mepbam is probably a better player than Sealt. Well, Sealt did have a very good game. They all had very good games. And I kind of wonder, do I really want to make any more changes to that team? I could bring in Isidore. He is allegedly a better player than Barry. So we could, let's bring back Isidore. We did rest him for that last game. And ADHD, how are you doing? Sunderland till you die. And Nathan, good to see you here, mate. And welcome to the stream. I don't think we've talked before, but nice to see you here. Many people have been here before and just don't say much. So good to have you chatting along with us. friendly bunch of guys in here. Swagate, how are you doing? Swagoto, I mean, how are you doing? Everybody else I think I've mentioned, and I think we should I'm still, what do you think, guys? Should we just play the same way as we played before, or are they going to be a little bit different? I'm seeing here that they have lined up with a full back and an inverted wing back. So are they going to have more in midfield and press hard? They're still going to leave space down here. And is this full back, he's more likely on a support role now. And I'm not sure that looking for the space behind them is the right thing to do now. I don't know. Hey, Mr. K, how are you doing? Ever done a save in Ireland? No, I haven't, funnily enough. I've done a couple in Wales and in Scotland. I'll have to put Ireland on my list. So, never done one in Ireland. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to be playing the same way. So I actually think that I'm going to switch back to what we were doing before. We're just going to try and keep possession. Now, if they do go into the press, then I'm going to have to change that. If they start dominating the game, then we'll probably see it's because they are pressing us. And we'll play out of defence. No, we won't do that. And we're going to take that off. We're just going to sit in our low block. We're not going to counter press. And we'll keep everything as it is here. So what I'm going to look out for is, are they playing differently to last time? I am not going to make those changes. I'm happy with the team. I'm not going to tackle harder. And we'll go to the opposition. I'm going to ask the assistant and then see what else we can do. And this guy was the fullback on the right-hand side. He's better than the game suggests last time. We need to hard tackle this boy on the left. But they've got two decent. He's going to play as the inverted fullback, wing-back coming in here. Or he may be, I think, was he inverted fullback or wing-back? One of the two. And these guys are probably just going to do the pressing. I'm looking for their aggression. I'm looking for their stamina. And it's not particularly brilliant. And they will tire if they do press all game. Jed Wallace, left foot and hard tackle him. How often do we do this? Hard tackle wingers. And for this one, I just think we'll close him down. We'll try and close the midfield down as best we can. Swift, of course, we want to tight mark. And does he have a weaker foot? No, he doesn't. And then Diangara, right foot and hard tackle. Again, hard tackle and then his weaker foot. How often do we do that? And then Marja, I agree, just turn him onto his left foot. So we're all done there. And this is going to be really interesting because I can't see them playing exactly the same way as they did last time. And I need to turn the sound off. The sound is on because I've been doing the Villa save again. And need to turn that off for you guys. Go hard when tackling for Ratchich. Well, we'll check it out. We'll check it out. And see if it's a good idea. I didn't spot it at the time. And it probably isn't a very good idea. He's got good balance, good agility. He's very strong. His bravery is adequate. I don't think, and he tackles very well. So I don't think that it is something that we should do. I wonder if there's reference to the last game. let's beat them again. Show no mercy. Pick up where we left off last time. Let's do that one. And get out there, boys. Let's have no mercy on them. And I want to see more of the same from you today. And let's see what happens and just check if they are actually playing the same way. One of the things that I'm going to be looking for is a press. And they're not playing with a press at the moment, so we should be able to pass our way around that. But they are not leaving the two centre-backs, at least not yet, isolated in the middle of the park. The AA manager must have been trying something out or thought we were very weak in one or two areas and decided to adapt to that, which didn't pay off. Because once we spotted the issues they had, we were able to get into these spaces very, very easily. Oh, we've hit the post already. Go on, Sir King. Go on, son. It's in. No, he's missed it. What a chance. It was just a tap in. So maybe they are going to struggle as much as they did last time. But at the moment, I'm not seeing the two centre-backs isolated. But there's really not much to go on at the moment. We'll need to see it when they're attacking. Because what happened is it was all in transition. And that when they lost the ball, their wing-backs had gone missing. They've got 4 at the back now, so they are not playing in exactly the same way. The managers decided to adapt a little bit and decided, I think we probably need to calm down on those wing-backs. I think they must have been playing complete wing-backs on either side. And once they went missing and we turned the ball over, it just left the 2 central defenders behind. It was quite amazing to see. Oh, who do I support? I'm a Manchester United fan, sadly. And we have scored, but is he offside? Did look a little offside there. It'd be a shame if such a good goal is disallowed. What a volley that was. So that's it. Show them no mercy, boys. It's been given. And just going back to how we were playing before, I think had we started in that direct style, I think the result would have been different. What a good volley that was. That was a really good volley. Oh, that is not an easy thing to do. Mbuemo agreed terms. Jerry. Hi, Jerry. Mbuemo has agreed terms. Who is he? Is he going to United? Is this actually rumour or is it actually a story? The skin I'm using is, blimey, it's the Work the Space skin, but it is the older version, not the newer version, and I believe the two are slightly different. I'm not quite sure how, but I don't think you can get the older version now, but the newer version you still can. So that will be Cunha and Mbuemo. He's got to sell some players now. Otherwise we'll be in trouble with the financial fair play. But I think there's probably 4 or 5 that are leaving, going out the door. I can't actually see why they won't be sold, as long as they don't overprice them. I think there's plenty of foreign clubs out there willing to take them on, if not domestic clubs. That will be good news. And Mbuemo is a very, very good player, an underrated player in most circles. And Cunha, I'm not sure about, but hopefully, and both of them, 2-0, and we are just continuing where we left off against this team. They really are struggling, West Brom. I hope they don't get hammered again 7-0. Or do I want it? I was only joking when I said show no mercy. But it's just too easy against them. It's just they're making it very, very easy. So yeah, I mean, those would be two good transfers if Cunha settles. Both of them have Premier League experience and a lot of it, so that it's not like they're going to take 2 years to settle in. Coming from abroad, they're going to settle really quickly. So they're good signings, I think. Are they the answer to all our problems? Probably not, because they now have to learn to play in Ruben Amorim's system, which is not an easy system for anybody to adapt to. So they've got some learning to do. But I think they are good signings. Evening, Bobby. How are you doing? The project, and we've been calling it a project for 10 years, but I hope that we can stick with one guy now, and let's have a look at his project over a few years instead of sacking him next January. I think hopefully we can allow a team that he brings in to settle. He's already brought in Gorku, who I think is a very good wing back. I think he fits that kind of system. He's done his homework and he plays the way that Amorim wants them to play, and he's got bags of energy. His stamina is absolutely superb, and he has to, because those wing backs are going to have to get way up the pitch. They are going to be the width. So he's a good signing, I think, at least from what I've seen in the second half of last season. So I think he'll be okay. So that'll be 3 he's brought in. And who knows? Who knows? Well done. We are these guys are just too easy to beat. And I don't think it matters what system I play, because they're just simply not good enough. And I'm not seeing any sign of a really hard press from them. Yeah, he usually plays as a right winger, but I think he would prefer to play up the middle. And he plays as a right winger because of Wissa. So I think his preferred position would be up top. The good news, of course, is he can play across that attacking midfield line, either side, plays with either foot. And the same goes for Cunha. Cunha can play as a striker, and he can play as on the flanks. So they're decent signings. But only one of them, of course, can play as the striker. The other one will have to play out wide. I think I'd prefer to see Cunha playing as the striker, because I think Mbeumo is better at assisting, so he might be better as a number 10, Mbeumo. So, I mean, I think what he's seen in him, in Mbeumo, is not his goal scoring. He's seen his ability to assist. I think that they're two good signings, actually. And it's going to take some work for them both to fit into the system he wants to play. But we got to give it time. And if we finish 10th next season, great. I'll take that quite happily. He's still got some work to do in various areas, as I have here. We let the ball go there quite easily. Was that a press, or was it just poor play? I'm not seeing any signs of a press. I think it was just we lost possession for no reason. But they are coming into the game a little bit more. This is as a result of the set piece. So these two centre backs, but the wing back is now coming back. They may have just had poor wing backs out there. They may have been totally naive during that game and had no defensive nous about them at all. And it looks like the wing backs are a little bit more defensive this time out. You can see that they have a back four. They're still vulnerable wide, which is where we've caught them out. You see, we had bags of space out here, so they are very narrow at the back. But at the moment it's 3-0. I'm not really that bothered what they're doing. Usually a right winger. And we got another one? I missed that. We've got another one, have we? It's 4-0. Usually right winger Amarin doesn't play good. We dealt with that one. If we could get Ten Hag to buy Onana, Shaw, Delors. Yeah, absolutely. Get rid of that rubbish. Again, acres of space. They need to, I think their manager needs to get them to trigger press a little bit more as well. They just leave us acres of space in the penalty area. There's the inverted wing back there. He's playing as an inverted wing back. And we've got the two. What have we got here? They've kind of like got an anchor in there, have they? Who's a half-back in there, I mean, who's just dropping in. But they don't know how to play against a 4-2-3-1, that's clear. It's only Joe Bellingham who's not in the greens here. It's probably why he's a bit annoyed. You know, he's complacent, is he? That's not acceptable. Let's just fire him up a little bit. We don't want any complacency here. But we have totally, absolutely put them away again. 9 shots, 8 on target. And that's because they are leaving us just totally unmarked in the penalty area. And we have had a lot of shots on target. I can't see, apart from the fact they're defensively a little bit more responsible now, they are not doing anything to suggest we need to do anything at this point in time. 150 million for Wirtz in FM, yes. He's an amazing prospect, of course, isn't he? 150 million's a lot of money, but he is an amazing prospect. Another one. It's now 5-0. We are doing them again. 7-0 last time, and now 5-0 in the cup. I don't know what's going on with this West Brom team. It's not my problem. Joe Bellingham has gone into the green now as well. It's not my problem, but I'm trying to work out what they're doing. They're very narrow. They're very compact. The midfield is missing. So they've got 4 going forward, and they have a central midfielder joining the attack. More interested in how they're defending now. So you got the 4 and the 2 pivot. It's very standard. Maybe they're just not very good. Again, we're just carving them open, aren't we? But we are playing differently, which probably was a good thing that I did. Because maybe the game was expecting me to carry on with the direct passing, and that might then not have worked. We might have just played into their hands, and now they're screwed because we didn't play the way they expected us to play. Yeah, I think he's got a very juicy contract, but I don't see him at the moment as a prima donna. Will the transfer fee change him? Be a good question. It might do, but at the moment I just see him as somebody who wants to become as good as he can and somebody who wants to win trophies. He was going to move somewhere big eventually, and I think Liverpool decided we got to get him now before the others become really interested in him. I mean, Manchester United had signed Florian Wirtz, we'd be over the moon. We'd be absolutely over the moon. He's a very good prospect, great potential. And he's a good player now. I've watched a couple of the games he's played in. He's not outstanding yet, but he will be. Got a lot of development left to do. Who just came on? They made 3 subs now, have they? Let's turn him onto his right foot and close him down. And Victor Diaz, left foot. I don't think we really need to worry too much about this game now. Right foot. We need to make some changes, rest some players. The thing about the Championship is games just keep coming every 3 days or so. There's no respite whatsoever. And that's why teams don't actually win everything in the Championship. They're going to lose eventually because there's just so many games. And they just can't keep it going. But I'm not seeing them doing anything spectacular here. Oh, that's a nice pass. A little bit of variety there. It's almost like I'm supporting West Brom now. And if they might have changed the way they're playing, and the little through ball is a little warning. And they have got to go back. And that little through ball is a little bit of a warning that they might be playing it a little bit shorter now and trying to thread in these through balls. So we'll keep an eye on that. But at 5-1, I don't think we're in danger of going out of the cup here. We've done the damage. But maybe some of our players are just a little bit too cozy in this lead. I've decided they've already done what I asked them to do at the beginning of the game and show no mercy. Players will still want to play for Man United and still come there. Yeah, they will, but to get the really, really great players, it's going to take some success, because a lot of players don't want to go to clubs who are not regularly getting Champions League, and I understand that from their point of view. But it depends on, can they convince players that this is a long-term project and they are part of it, and that's about convincing them and the vision that they have. Time to rest some of these boys now. And we will rest. We will rest Patrick Roberts, because he's on a yellow card as well. Bellingham, who became complacent at one time. We will replace him with Chris Rigg eventually. And the wingbacks probably would be a good idea. Hume can come on for Sirkin. He's okay for now. And we'll wait until we see who's going to get tired first. We haven't been very effective in the second half. We've actually only managed 4 shots with only 1 on target in the second half. So we haven't really been that effective. But have they changed the way that they're playing? That's probably the key to it. And I do think they're playing a little bit shorter, looking for these little threaded through balls. Here we go again. Just going to look to get runners behind. As another good indication that's what they're doing. So we need to... I think we probably need to just lower the line a little bit. Just lower our line, just to try and stop them sneaking these little through balls. Chris Rigg has preferred to stay on the bench. What is that about? Are they footballers or what? Oh, I don't want to play today. and then they go and complain, I'm not getting enough game time. Is that just an FM thing, or I wonder if they do that in real? I don't want to come off the bench, it's pointless. And then, oi, you're not playing me enough. Well, if you don't want to play, I'm not going to play you. We could have focused, because that'll slow the game down, but we're not exactly playing at a high tempo. Oh, was it the third time we've hit the bar? It's another handsome victory at home to West Brom. That's 12-1 over the 2 games. But in both games we've had to play differently. And that's why I think we've won this, because we didn't play in exactly the same way as we did last time. I made an assumption that they were going to make changes, and we're not seeing those 2 central defenders on their own anymore. There's not really much of a press going on. They're not. When we get the ball, we have time to play the ball. There's not really much of a press going on. And we're a bit wasteful in the second half. Time to make our last couple of changes, maybe. Understandable if he were the 3rd choice goalie. Who are we talking about? Yeah, absolutely, Kusik. Now I understand what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely agree with you. Come on, let's pick this ball up. Oh, big gap, big gap. He's not very pacey. He needs a lot of support here. Where's the support coming for him? But he's done well. Puts us in an attacking space. That's all. Second half has been a little bit slow. We could have upped the tempo. I think they've adapted to the tempo we were playing, but we're just keeping the ball. That's all I'm attempting to do. We've had 91% completed passes, so that's pretty good. I'm quite sure what the pass percentage is. Possession, 61%. We're just keeping possession today. That's what it's designed to do. Be patient. Oh, what a save. What a save. And I'll take quite happily 5 today against West Brom. What manager wouldn't? Let's get another one, though. Let's remember what I said. No mercy. Absolutely no mercy. Swift is causing a few problems, isn't he? He's getting into little spaces. There he is again. We don't have a runner with him. So I have a cunning plan. Let's do something about that. So I want to try and stop. Have we made all our subs? No, we haven't. So I need to try and stop him getting into those spaces. So let's bring him back here. And let's move. Neil can play as the anchor. I don't think he can play in midfield. He'd probably have to come off. Chris Rigg, we need to play him. What were we playing him as? Deep line playmaker here on support. He can, and then Rigg is the centre mid. Can play it on attack. We're not in any danger. Isidore is tired. So it might be time to give Abdullah Bar a little chance to have a run out. No, we'll bring on Louis Barry. And Huggins is now pretty tired, so we'll switch him over here. And we'll put Anderson on this side. So now we got a little bit more in terms of defensive cover in there. And that should be enough now. I just want to stop Swift getting into those little spaces. I've noticed he's very much on the ball. And he's moving into dangerous places. I don't want them scoring anymore. I'm just going to pop back to balance now. Just try and make sure they don't score anymore. Yeah, it's more difficult for them to get balls over the top now behind us. But what I do want to do is I want more trigger press, boys. Don't need to do that, but I want more trigger press from you. Game lasts 94 minutes on average, so let's do the 94. You're here to work. Dan Neil is tired, though. Interesting how they played so differently to the Cup. That's a lovely pass. Good run. Unlucky. Who was that? Who was that? Benetti. Little pass inside would have been much nicer. So I was just looking there to see if we could put that back to passing. Keep an eye on. That's it anyway. That's it. Well done. Very good win. Good start. Indeed, we went through that very rough patch, didn't we? Where nothing seemed to be going right. And I guess all championship sides are going to go through that. It's very difficult to keep winning. Again, we've got these centre backs who are whinging. They want to be rested. He can be rested. I'm not. Depends who the next fixture is against. We have to play QPR, so he could be rested for QPR. But we have a week in which to prepare. So what I could do is go to him and just say take 4 days off. Just have a rest, take 4 days off, and then I don't have to rest him for a particular... I don't know why he's training as that. That's my assistant doing that. I'm going to train him as a central defender. Quickness is a good idea, though. Let's tell him... Where am I going to see that? Oh, rest down here. Intensity level. Where's the rest? Oh, I might have to go back to the squad view for that. So Ballard, yeah, we can tell him from here. We're just going to rest him for 3 days. And then that gives him, with tomorrow off, that gives him 4 days off. And that hopefully will count as a rest for him. But there's a long time before the QPR game. So that's a good start. We went through that horrible patch here. We didn't lose many. We only lost one. But all those 0-0 draws, a 1-1 draw. And it really came out of nowhere. We had that defeat to Norwich. But it came out of nowhere, that. But we've recovered. And we're on a 5 on the trot win at the moment. So we pretty much put away with them. And I like the way that short passing game that we play actually works. And see, we had 62% of the possession. And if we look at our pass map, it's just covering completely the whole pitch. We are just totally in control. Look at Sunderland. I mean, we are passing all over the pitch. And Connolly was even involved 29 times in that game in pass combinations. So it's not like we are favouring one side. We are passing all over the pitch. Now, heat map suggests much more on the right, but I'd say we're covering pretty much the whole pitch. And I think the way that short passing game works is good. And I don't know why it suddenly stopped working. Hey, Pedro, how are you doing? I'm pretty good. Spike, good to see you. I did answer your question, but I didn't realise it was you, Spike. I'm good, Pedro. I hope you are well. What do I want to go to a recruitment meeting for? You don't tell me anything in there. You just tell me rubbish. I'm not in charge of what you do in there, so it's very pointless me being in there. I do want to have a look at QPR. In terms of their strengths, Salah has been a problem for me in the past. I remember him in FM23. And Nardi has been the in-form player, but I can't see Nardi. He's the goalkeeper. And through balls, it suggests that they don't play direct, so it suggests that they're going to try and keep possession, but we don't know that yet. They're very brave, and they tackle well. And I wonder how good they are in terms of turning the ball over. I wonder if we'll find any information about that. Set piece creation, pretty poor. We want to go near post. And we are currently on near post. So that's pretty cool. And apart from that, they don't really have much that they can write home about. The finishing, thankfully, is not good, in case we get it wrong. They don't have much pace. I was just wondering, aggression is not mentioned in either of them, is it? Might be quite interested. Doesn't look like they're very aggressive. First one isn't. Second one isn't. He's not particularly aggressive. I don't think they're particularly an aggressive team. No, they don't look that aggressive. So I don't think we need to worry too much about a press, but they do tackle. Control possession. I did suspect that they were going to play short passing. Just quickly look at these. Crossing numbers. Fewer crosses, but it is accurate. Dembele is performing particularly well, is he? Yeah. And they had most of the match momentum in their game, so that's fair enough. And Fox is also performing very well at the moment. So we'll go and have a look at their performance. Is that what I'm looking for? Physical output is always a good one to have a look at. But our physical output is higher than theirs. They're kind of average when it comes to physical output. And the defensive actions generally take place very close to goal inside their penalty area. So I guess they're going to sit back, play this short passing game, and get bodies behind the ball. That's how I see they're going to play. Can't see anything at all that gives rise to concern here. That's us, isn't it? So I don't think I have any of that. And go and have a look at the formations that they faced. 4-2-3-1. They faced that the most, but they've got +1 for that. And there's the very interesting one. Is that for the facing against the 4-3-3, they've got a -8 clear-cut chances. So that is an indication to me that they do well against the 4-2-3-1, but they ain't so hot against. What I need to do is set up a 4-3-3 that we can change to. So we'll make this a 4-3-3. The reason I haven't got one already is because I don't have the players. I don't have enough midfield players. But I'm pretty sure we have enough to fill this up. And I think we should be playing a 4-3-3 against QPR. I think we should continue. I don't see them as a pressing team, so I think we should continue to do and maybe even pass out of defence, just to help us keep possession. I don't really see they have anything to offer us, really. We should just continue to do what we're doing. Sit in the mid-block. We are comfortable in that mid-block. I don't know. Cooking dinner. What are you having for dinner, Pedro? Anything interesting? I just had a bit of fish myself. $4,800. I thought it was 4,000. I said I'd taken that for Louis Dobby. For sure. But it's only 4.8k. I do have some money in the bank. 5.5 million. And I would love to get a good, solid DM in. I'm not going to get these boys in, that's for sure. But I would really love to get a midfielder in. I mean, he's probably just outside my budget at the moment. Good central midfielder. Just outside the budget. And I'd love to get Connor Bradley in. I think there's one player I was looking at as an option for a loan. Is it Colwell? And centre mid, attacking mid. And I do believe I was looking at him as an option for a loan. Yeah. So that's a real option to bring in Colwell, who I think would be a very, very good signing. I don't know. What do you guys think of him as an option to bring in on loan? as an attacking mid. I mean, he's about as good as I'm going to find. His physicals are not bad. His mentals aren't brilliant. His decisions are poor, but he's a young boy who, I don't know, if I can't find anybody else, then that is an option. Defenders, not really anybody in our price bracket. I'm looking for fullbacks rather than centre-backs. And midfielders we've already looked at. Players of interest, nobody on there of yet. And strikers, there's no striker there. So at the moment, I'm still relying on these scouts to find me players. I think so, Pedro. A vegetarian dinner, that sounds nice, mate. I think I kind of think as a lone player, we're not making any commitment to him. I'm not quite sure how many lone players we've got in the squad at the moment. We have 4. We already have 4. I think we might have used up our allowance. I don't know what the limit is, but it must be close to 4. Samed is injured at the moment. Oh, he's off on international duty. That's why he's not available. Connolly's, he'll be back for QPR. And there's a 20-year-old would be a very good signing for the future. He's outside the scouting, but there is a way to actually do that. It now says scouting in progress. Just means we have to pay for it. A possibility. Depends if he is the right kind of player. He is looking for DMs. My what's his name? The chief scout is looking for DMs by the look of it. Not quite sure what he would be either. So we'll get him reported as well. We'll get him. I need to know what he does. Not that one. Scout player. That's the one. My mouse is terrible. And that's Last Resort boy. Not interested in that one then. Mabaya. He's been causing a bit of fuss. But I don't get it. Because I don't see him as having any value to anybody at all. He's 20 years old now, and I don't see it. Unless somebody else can see what I'm missing, I'm not seeing him. As he's a ball-winning midfielder, for example, with tackling of 8. His bravery's only 8. His aggression 10. And he's had, 4 years development already. I'm not seeing it. And I don't want to get involved in it, to be honest. I like watching these. I don't know about you guys. At least until we are drawn. I like watching them. When we get drawn, I lose interest then. But interesting to see who we're going to get. Are we going to get a big team at home? Have a bit of money? Play for a bit of pride? Who are we going to get? Burnley? No, we don't want Burnley. Not away, anyway. They got Brentford. That's a nice fixture for Burnley. Hope we can get one similar. We're not going to win the FA Cup, so let's not pretend we are. But it'd be nice to have a home draw against Villa or Arsenal, a Premier League club. Wickham or Wolves versus Liverpool. There's Liverpool gone then. Arsenal are still there. Manchester City is still there. I don't want somebody like Manchester City who's going to thrash us 8-0. But You know, the likes of Newcastle or Crystal Palace, even Arsenal. Chelsea away, no. I want a home tie. Oh, Chelsea away. Okay. That didn't work out. I wanted a home tie. Chelsea at home would have been nice. Chelsea away, that's going to be too tough. And that's going to be a tough game, that. It's for some strange reason, I don't know why, I always have Pedro. And since I've been doing YouTube, I kind of stopped because I'm just worried people don't want to sit through that. So I stopped doing it, but I do love it. When I was playing prior to YouTube, I used to watch the whole thing, even if we came out as the first team out of the hat. I used to watch the whole thing. I don't know why, because you can just skip it and find out who you've got anyway. Alan Brown, actually, I've promised to sell him. I'm going to just ask a hire an intermediary, see what they say. Nothing. So basically we will open up the Stoke are interested in a transfer. The value set is 3.3 million. So let's go to the transfer room. I'm going to just make it 3.5 million. I don't want to make it look like he's not valuable, so I'm going to say 3.5 million. We're going to offer that out and see if anybody sniffs on that. I also need to tell the clubs that he's not available for loan. I've told him I'll try and sell him. Where has he gone? There he is. And so we'll go and say loan status not available for loan. And then that'll stop all that nonsense coming in, hopefully. Too old. Why are you doing that? Because he wants to leave. If someone can help us out, why not? He wants to leave, you donkey, so we want to try and offload him. I mean, who's he playing for? Ghana, is it? Is he playing for Ghana? Yeah, so they beat Ivory Coast, did they? That's just to delay him coming back. So they've had one draw and one win. That means they're going to get through. But they've got Kenya coming up. That's tough in a couple of days' time. So that's going to be tough for them. He might be back early. You never know. Hey, Neil. Good to see you, buddy. And we're almost there. So I don't think I want to change anything against QPR. I don't think they're going to press us too much. I don't think they're going to outpass us. We can go and have a look at the data for possession. Let's have a look at possession. We are near the top. Let's have a look at West Brom. I don't believe that West Brom are up there. There's something wrong. QPR in 11th. They are getting 51% of possession, but we are better. Crossing might be interesting to have a look at. Crosses completed. We're pretty good, and QPR don't complete crosses. If we look at the percentage, we are right up there. Actually, QPR, in terms of percentages, so they don't cross very much, but they, as that data said, they are very accurate. They're very, very accurate. I think we probably are just about a better team. We do need to be careful of their boys on the flanks, and it does suggest to me that somewhere somebody, see, they have an inverted fullback here and they have a wing back coming into midfield to make the three. It's probably why they're doing so well against the 4-2-3-1, just crowding the midfield. And then they have these two who look like inside forwards and wingers, but still have decent crossing. Dembele, I think perhaps with his pace will send him outside. His crossing isn't brilliant. Just send him to the corner. But the other one, I'm not sure what to do with him yet. No offers for Brown. Stoke are rumoured to be interested. I don't want to do that yet. So I want to... I'm going to just drop it just a tiny bit. Let's drop it down to 3.1 million. Let's see if that draws any attention. Whom Onion at the back? Not for me. If I'm going to rest someone, then I will... It won't be a centre-back, but if I'm going to rest someone, it would be Ballard. We've had 7 days, so I don't think we need to actually rest these boys. I really don't think so. We can play Hume on this side. The rest of it can stay the same. Cash-strapped Queen's Park Rangers are slight underdogs. Now, they drew with Ghana, 5 points in their group. I wonder if they have got through. If they haven't got through, he's coming home. Big game, this. We need to win this game if we possibly can. I'm going to stay positive. I'm not going to change that. I want to actually stay in positive mentality. We need to go after this one. The goalkeeper's injured, is he? I got another one. I don't have another one, do I? What have I got in the under-21s? Just this young boys. Obviously not very good. Oof, he's terrible. He is 6'4" though. Nathan Bishop, he's out on loan, isn't he? But he's not that great either. And then perhaps Harrison Jones. A choice is not very good, really, is it? Adam Richardson, he's a little bit older. He's got good aerial reach. 6'6". That would be tricky for him to get down. Another goalkeeper there. Plenty of these who probably need to be sold. And he actually looks like the best one of the lot. So we'll promote him. It definitely looks like the best one of the lot. And he can go on the bench. What am I missing here? I'm missing something. This QPR looks too easy. What am I missing? For slight favourites, I'm missing something. What am I missing? What am I missing? Won't be in there. What I'm missing won't be in there. I am missing something. I've just got this horrible feeling. Let's go and have a look at QPR. They beat MK Dons 2-1. 12 and 88, a late goal. They didn't win the possession battle. And they played all over the pitch a little bit. Is that an inverted wing back there? And they've got kind of like an inverted fullback. And then, or is that the inverted wing back who's just coming in to fill up the midfield? I'm missing something, but I can't think of what it is. They actually are playing high up the pitch. So there might be space in behind them. That's for later if we've got it wrong. I really should have a look at their goals, but I know you guys are not interested in that. You're probably not interested in my babbling as I go through this either. Let's go and play. We should be okay against QPR. You see? Is this what I'm missing? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because we are strong on the right-hand side. Is that what I was missing? Because looking at that pass map, it did seem to favour their left-hand side, their right-hand side. So is that what I'm missing, where our attacking players are in the main? I don't know. But he sometimes spots things that are useful. Morgan Fox, he's got no pace. He's brave, but not very strong. This guy probably just needs closing down. I'm guessing. Left foot and close him down. Probably just need to just close him down. He doesn't look like he's going to do anything other than sit there and tackle. He's not a midfielder. There's a poor left foot, but he has a long shot. So we want to close him down. And the poor left foot. I think it said left. Yeah. And then Madsen. He's not going to be a playmaker either. I just want to hard tackle him in the centre of midfield. Dembele is a poor player. So I'm going to send him out to his right foot and hard tackle him. It's the other wing I don't know what to do with. His long shots are pretty poor, so if we bring him in, then he's not going to be much of a threat. But his left foot is really weak, and his crossing isn't great. So I'm going to send him outside as well. Send him onto his left foot. And I think, again, we need to hard tackle him, don't we? Yeah. And then finally, Salah. I'm going to leave him alone. There's not much I need to do with him. What do you do to open up a team that's playing 5 in the back and are sitting back? Well, one of the problems that you've got with a 5 at the back is that generally they don't tend to sit back. Not in FM anyway. And what you'll find is that they have a really hard press. That's going to be the first thing that you are going to come across, is that they will press you hard. And so my way of thinking about a 5 at the back is to go into a mid block. And that way it's very difficult for them then to sit back. And naturally they will start coming out. And play, if you can, play possession football. Because then you've got a better chance of dragging them out of position. If you're playing direct football or standard style football, you've got less chance of pulling that back 5 out of position. What you really need to do is pull them out of shape. I would play 2 very good off attackers with very good off the ball movement through the middle if you can. Shadow striker and the pressing forward perhaps, and have them move into the channels. Their job is to open up the central defenders, and then you got to have a centre mid or someone coming forward at pace, maybe 2 centre mids coming forward at pace, who can help bang in the goals. I mean, 5 at the back, in this FM, I'm finding very difficult. But I am finding that the press is the hardest thing to actually deal with. The media have given you a lot of credit. Yes, they have. Let's get out there and show them why. And I think that sometimes it is the most difficult shape to play against, along with the 4-4-2, which sometimes is almost impossible to defend, and because they also have they'll have a centre mid who is making late runs. You'll often find that in a 4-4-2. Sitting back, they're just going to wait for the opportunity to counter, and it may be direct, or they may be trying to hold on to the ball. You just don't know how they're going to counter. And then I would set my lines to begin with against a 5-3-2. If they're sitting back, then I'm going to set my lines high to begin with, even though you're in a mid-block. Set your defensive line quite high. And overrun them in midfield. That would be my suggestions for it, because they're likely to only have 2 in midfield. Just overrun them, wear them down. Weather's very, very bleak. And QPR have started well, haven't they? They have started well. But hopefully we will keep the ball as the game goes forward. Maybe they're just good starters, but hopefully we'll keep the ball. Strange to see blue lines, isn't it? And I actually don't think it's needed, because there's not really much snow on the ground. It can't be my graphics card, because everything is set to very high. And there isn't really much snow on the ground there. But the lines are very blue. I mean, have they got a yellow ball? Yeah, they're playing with a yellow ball, which hardly shows up on the green grass. And it's a bit strange, because my graphics is set to very high. So it should look a little bit better than that, the snow. Penalty, ref? Nope, not a penalty. But we have settled down. Hopefully we will settle down now, control this possession game. And score a couple of goals. Almost. Almost, boys. Good play. But what I got to do is look to see how they are passing. Are they looking to play behind? Are they looking to thread little through balls? Are they looking for silly mistakes by our players? That was just a punt that went wrong. We should have defended that. We didn't. So that is not an example of how they attack. Unless they are going to just punt it, which they might be. We do have two very good central defenders in comparison to others in the Championship. So I shouldn't really be too worried about the middle of the pitch. And our wing backs are pretty good as well. Sirkin and Hume is playing, isn't he? They are very good wing backs, which is why I'm not particularly looking for first team players as such. I would love to get in a DM who could be first team, because Joe Bellingham is not quite ready yet. And Connolly started playing well and getting shots on goal. Currently trying to climb up the Championship with Wimbledon. I have problems against Swagoto. I have problems myself. Sometimes against a 5-2-3, and one of the biggest problems I get is the press. I would play aggressive players if you know from previous they're going to press you. Play aggressive players who've got tons of stamina, because they're going to have to put a shift in. But sometimes they don't press. Sometimes they just sit back and look to just attack you on the counter with very direct passing. Bit like QPR are doing right now. They're just sitting back now. So being in the mid block will help, because somehow you've got to get them out. Often you've got to relinquish a little bit of possession to get them out. So now they've only got two at the back. If we turn that over now, the counter-attack is on. So often you've somehow got to pull them out. Mid-block pulls them out. It's those little through balls they're after, isn't it? That's what they're doing. Didn't see that coming. We've been the better team. I did not see that coming. Interesting. It's a little through ball. So I need perhaps to drop my line. I can't afford to have them threading those through balls. We'll drop the line, see what happens. They are playing a short passing game. They do fancy themselves as a passing team, I guess. Even though they've only got a total of 51%. We just haven't put our foot on the ball yet. And there's another one. There's another one of those little through balls. He's offside this time, though, which is a good sign. We need to wake up. We haven't got going yet, boys. they're not really sitting back. They are in a mid-block, and there's got to be room behind them. And it might be something to do with the conditions, that the shorter passing doesn't suit the conditions. Something to bear in mind. Well, are we in oh, yeah. No, we don't want to. He's not a very good player. We've had almost 60% of the possession, so it isn't a tragedy yet. Oh, we will lose games in this league, there's no doubt. And I stand by what I said last time. I don't think we're going to get in the top two. I think we're more likely looking at maybe 4th or 5th place in the playoffs. I really can't see this team of this ability being able to do that. And I just, at the moment, struggling to bring in players who could affect it in that way. At the moment, we've had 5 attempts and 5 on target. I don't think it's a disaster at the moment. We just need to be playing better. And I may decide to go a little bit more direct, because, in fact, we'll do that before half-time because of the conditions. It's not much, but it might just make a crucial difference. The conditions are against us. Oh, we're going to get one of those silly... No, we didn't. This is an interesting little conundrum. Their finishing isn't brilliant. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to feed little balls in behind the defence, and I think my defence is low enough to cope with that. But they've been pretty dominant. In which case, going a little bit more direct, it should hopefully affect it. But I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. I might try more direct after half-time for 15 minutes. Because at the moment it looks to me like it's just a little bit laboured for us. I might try that, but we're not doing anything wrong, I don't think. We just are not playing very well. I think I need to tell them that. Show a bit of desire. I think I am going to up the tempo. I'm going to go more direct. We're going to take that off. I don't think it makes any difference. And be a little bit more expressive. Enjoy yourselves. I don't want to do any more than that, I don't think. And one or two of these boys need to be told what I think. And I can't see a press, so there's no problem in terms of a press. They're not pressing us. Just one or two boys are not playing very well. He should have buried that. He's on a 6.3 already. We've only won less than a minute into the second half. He's gone down 2 points. Yeah, well, he should do, because that was a shocking miss that he did then. Blimey, I think Pedro would have scored that one. Pretty sure Pedro would have tapped that in without any bother. But going direct, we look much better now, though. I'll be surprised if we don't equalise. I think it's the weather not really suiting us, the style that we play very much. You can't play controlled football when you can barely stand up. And in all fairness, we have been much the better team. Even the XG is better for us. They've just fluked a goal, basically. Somebody find the pass. There it is. There's the equaliser. Like I said, I would be very surprised if we don't equalise. And I think that's when the weather is this bad. We need to adapt. Yeah, I was thinking that's why I went more direct. We just seemed very slow. It seemed like we were playing in a very laboured style, and we don't normally... It doesn't look like it's static normally. And I just wondered if the weather was something to do with that, and that we just needed to be more direct rather than focusing on passing the ball to feet, which is difficult in these conditions. Good teams can do it, but are we that good? So I did say I'd be very surprised, because we looked better, and I would be very surprised if we didn't equalise. And now I'll be surprised if we don't go on and win it. And it's nice to see Bellingham getting on the score sheet, because he hasn't been in good form. So it's nice to see occasionally that he can play football. And again there, you saw the ball actually almost got stuck. That was quite interesting. I need to take that as a little cutting, because it looked to me like the ball almost got stuck and then speeded up again. I don't know if you saw that, guys. Did you see it? Or was it just my eyes are playing up again? It looked to me in this patch it got stuck. Interesting. I wonder. Come on, boys. We can win this. Keep doing what you're doing. There's still over 30 minutes. There's still 37 minutes left. We've got this in the bag. Don't worry about it. Nearly. We're very dangerous crossing from here. Very, very dangerous. I mean, again, our shots on target ratio is fantastic. I don't know why they're not going in, though. And we did have Connolly, who missed that absolute sitter. But at least it was on target. But it's straight at the goalkeeper, wasn't it? Just got to be careful of any counters. Well done, Connolly. That was not, I think he should get a point for that. Covering for his left back. That was pretty good, that. I rate that. We're not very good in the air, that's clear. Dembele is that old Peterborough boy, isn't he? He's just come up from League One, hasn't he? I don't rate Dembele. We just, didn't see him. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to balanced because I want to try and not dominate so much. At the moment, we've got nearly 60% of possession, and I think that's making it hard for us to actually break, to counter-attack, which is kind of, as we're not counter-pressing, we're kind of reliant on the counter-attack, and that's making it hard for us to do that. What, is this a manager or what? I did say that I'd be surprised if we didn't take the lead, but that goalkeeping was shocking. I lower the tempo sometimes if players are snapping at shots. Yeah, that is always a good idea. But at the moment, we are getting like 12 and 9 shots on target. That's not something I need to be worried about at all. In fact, anything over 50 or above is good. And I don't need to be worried about that at all. In fact, I'm actually thinking of telling them to shoot on sight, or at least work the ball into the box off. Because our shots are on target at the moment. We should take advantage of that. Oh, go be careful down the left-hand side. I am going to do something about Dembele. I don't know what, because he is a good dribbler of the ball. But we have to be very careful about him. Oh, he's gone off. It's now Paul Smythe. Good acceleration. Decent pace. No strength, so we need to... No real bravery, strength. Hard tackling. His concentration and decisions are poor. His dribbling's not bad, but his agility and balance... I say let's tight mark him and turn him onto his left foot. I think Sirkin is just going, not really paying attention to him. And he's caused a few problems. Dembele in the first half, and now he's causing a few problems. Which is why I'm guessing my assistant did that. They're definitely coming back into the game now. Is it because the snow is thawing out? The possession is still... We're still dominating it. Is it because they're just going wider? This is a situation I don't like. Always don't like these situations where a team is coming back at me. And at the moment I'm struggling. But 2-1 up. And it would be sad to give this away now after we worked so hard to get it. Oh, we're in miles of space. Go on, Job. Oh, we're not going to win that. Whoa! What a volley that was. I'm just about to say we're not going to win that one. That was something else. Oh, he was offside, was he? No, he's onside. No, he was offside. But what a volley that was. You see that so often where these stunning goals are offside. Like, why don't you save a really messy goals for the offsides and just have those as absolute rockets? That was a volley and a half. That was absolutely awesome. Nobody's really wearing themselves out today. But Connolly isn't having his best game. I'm going to move Bellingham up top and play him as... We'll play him as a pressing forward. Keep the theme the same. And then... Is he any good? Is he any good? He can play as a centre mid, can't he? So O'Neill can come in as a centre mid, but I don't know if I want him on attack. We'll just pop him on support and just tell him to get further forward. I don't want to do anything else at this point in time. Should I stay direct or should I look to get some possession now? Still, we've lost a little bit of possession. And we're still losing possession. So I'm going to go back to keeping the ball. I'm also going to play higher up, but I'm not going to... And we're going to keep the ball now. It might be that... It might be that the snow is thawing. I don't think we need to do anything else. We'll just try and keep the ball a little bit. They are causing us problems down the right-hand side, though, aren't they? But he's offside. Yeah, now that we're playing slow, Isidore is tired. Which, oh, such a good volley from Isidore. Sirkin is tired. I'm going to put him on support as well. And switch these over. I'm going to put Barry on attack. And Roberts can come back in a support role. And Huggins can go on attack because we're not really focusing down there, boys. And finally... I don't know. Just leave the last one. Case of an injury. We got to hold on to this now as best we can. Oh. And it might be a case of low block time. Unless we can create one more goal scoring chance. I mean, I'm going to go into a low block. They're really coming into the game now. And we're losing it. It might be low block time just to try and hold on to this. Are they pressing a little bit more? Just looking at space and are our players being closed down quickly? No, they're not really. We've just gone off the boil a bit. Very soon it's low block time. Oh! I mean, if we don't win it, we've like that. How that goalkeeper saved that, and the volley that Isidore had that was like 4 inches offside. If we don't win it and only draw, it'd be a travesty. It'd be an absolute travesty. What's that for? Free kick? Was it a foul? Now we've got ourselves going down the right a little bit more now. He says as the ball's played out to the left. Lovely run. Lovely run. Oh, you've got to bury this game, boys. You've got to bury it. Still haven't gone into the low block yet. We did come back into it, didn't we? You got that. You got that. This will be a good win. Away at QPR will be a very good win. Good boys. There's loads of space out there. Now we must score. Oh. What are you doing? That was an absolute blinding chance. Right, it's squeaky bum time, so it's probably low block time, but we're actually dominating the game now. But I'm still going to go back into a low block. And I'm going to regroup when we lose possession. Got to try and hold on to this now, boys. Hey, James. Watching the Speedway. It's not something I can ever get my head round. Like, even Formula One, I just can't get my head round. But then I'm not a cars guy. I never have been. And I'm certainly not a motorbikes guy. So probably hard for me to get into that. Did you enjoy that? Was it fun? Was it good? Go on, there's the space. Lovely pass. Roberts, do something. You haven't done anything for ages. He's going to shoot, isn't he? No. Almost, boys. Almost. We just got to get through this next 4 minutes. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And this will be a very good victory. I'll be pleased with this. So just keep the ball. Don't have to do anything silly. The space is down that right-hand side, isn't it? If Roberts would use it properly. And down our left, they're getting space. And this guy, I need to have a closer look at him. I also need to take off one of those two. Probably Patrick Roberts. And I need to have a look at this right winger. That's the deal with him. His left foot is weak. And that's what we've got him on. Maybe we should also hard tackle him. And close him down as well. He's the danger man down that left-hand side. And actually, no, James, just like Ipswich, this save has recovered as well. It's just crazy that both saves are mirroring each other like that. And we're now 4 games without defeat. I think Ipswich would have been the same, but we lost to Manchester United, which isn't surprising. But everything else is working out at Ipswich, and this is working out. And I hope the goalkeeper's up again. I hope we're just about to beat QPR here. And it should be game up now. Oh, come on, send him off, referee. There was a clear goal-scoring chance there. I think we should just run it down now, and that'll be another 3 points. This will be a big win. And we had to work a bit to get this 3 points, but it didn't take a genius to work out. In fact, both Pedro and I were thinking the same thing at the same time. So it didn't take a genius to work that out. And we've got the 3 points. We weren't at our best, but we got the result. And that's all that matters. It's absolutely all that matters. And so we've moved up to second place because Derby lost, which is good news. We're still 5 points behind Burnley, who seem unstoppable. I'm hoping they're going to go into a bad run at some point. But we're doing the homework now. That's the important thing, James, is that we're doing the homework. All right, we're playing a game less than we used to play, but we're getting the results. And we're not going to rest Ballard. What is that? We just gave him 4 days off. What is the matter with him? There's no game now for a week. Do I have to give him another 4 days off? What is the matter with him? Every week the same. Suggest resting Ballard. I mean, let's have a look at the... What do I want? The dynamics. Ballard. He's not unhappy. And the other thing I'm going to have a look at is the medical centre. Where is he? Ballard. 3 matches in 14 days. Oh, bless him. Oh, it must be so hard. How old is he? 25 years old. 3 matches in 2 weeks and he's absolutely out of it. And he's had 4 days at home. This is a ruse by FM, isn't it? They're just putting this in. Becoming fatigued. So I'm going to give him another 4 days at home. This is bonkers. Let's give him 4 days at home. It just wants me to give him 2 weeks off. That's what the game is trying to do. Win 5 straight, have we? That's awesome. Everybody else is fine. They've also been playing 3 games in 2 weeks. They're absolutely fine. They're having a good giggle over it. Probably complaining they're not training too much. And with that, although we've only played a couple of games, it's still 2 wins again under our belt. And we are having a chance to delve under the hood into the data hub and to the chalkboard. Not as much as I'd like, because normally I'd spend a lot more time than that. But at least I'm getting a look in there. It's helping us. We've scored 14 goals and conceded 2 in the last 6 games. And we've won 6 on the trot. So we are doing well. In terms of bonus points, we're the 2nd best in terms of defence and the 5th best in terms of goals scored. Don't look like they're on the cards. But this is what's important. Top 2. And then, if we do that, we can go on. Have you been able to get another striker yet? No, I haven't been able to find anything yet, James. It's really doing me in. I'm really, what I'd love is to get a striker and a DM. I'm not going to get them both. There's got to be players out there. And there's another guy, Jason Knight. Oh, is he available for loan? We need to find out if he's available for loan. No, they're not willing to let him go. I need to sell Brown. I need to possibly sell 1 or 2 other players. in order to bring people in. There's this Janice Antiste, who's an advanced forward with poor finishing and poor composure. And he's the kind of player we can afford. He looks a bit like, what's his name from United? What's his name? Xerxes. Just check. His off the ball is pretty good, which might help with his finishing. And he's very determined. This is the kind of player they're finding. He's going to be no good to me in the Premier League. And I just wonder, is he available for loan? Not this. I don't want to talk to him. No, he's not available for loan either. It's tough. I don't know what precisely to do. Paddy McNair, there's a name from the past. And now, no kidding, he would do a good job, wouldn't he? No kidding about Paddy McNair. I think he would do a good job. Segundo Volante on attack. His finishing is decent. The only problem with that is his marking, but can't have everything. He could fit anywhere into the 4-3-3. So he could play as a defensive mid on support. But again, his marking is the problem for that role, and his marking is the problem for this. I'm going to shove him on the short list. I know the board won't like it, but he'd probably do a decent job. Probably do a decent job. And it does say he would be a very good signing in terms of his reports. Anticipates well, consistent performer. His wage is low. I actually think he'd be a good signing. What do you think, guys? Do you think he would be a good signing? I don't know. I'd laugh at it if I saw it in another save. But he would do something for me at least in defensive midfield. I don't know. I'll have another look at him in a minute. But I'm going to call it a day. Not for you, James. Even if you're desperate, and I'm desperate. The problem is I'm going to have to take him on in a long-term contract. And he's not going to be much use to me in the Premier League. So in a year, he'd be sitting in the reserves or whatever for a year. And then he just wouldn't be. And then we'd have to sell him at the end of that year. So sometimes, though, desperate times require desperate measures. It's a major hit for me. Marking, yeah. If he can't mark in that pivot role, he needs to be able to mark people, or they're just gonna, people with good off the ball, just gonna walk away from him. So anyway, thank you for coming, guys. I'm gonna call it a day there. It's now getting on for 10 o'clock. I think it's 10, is it? Almost 10 o'clock, isn't it? So I'm gonna call it a day, and we'll be back with this one. Gosh, Tuesday today, isn't it? No, Monday today. I'm terrible with days. We'll be back with this one on Friday. And we'll be back on Thursday with the Ipswich save. I think it is. Or Wednesday with the Ipswich save. And in between, there's a new Aston Villa video coming out tomorrow. And there'll be a follow-up to that video on Wednesday, hopefully. So you get 2 Aston Villa videos coming out, one after the other. Because that was a very interesting game that I just played. And it's taken 2 videos to get through it. So hopefully see you around somewhere soon. And don't forget, like the video, like the stream as well. If you're sitting there, like the stream, help the channel out. And thank you for coming once again. And I will just say now, stay safe, take care. See you in the next one.